Hello? Hello? Don't know why I'm super Scottish. Hello and welcome to Colins Time for Tea. This week I am discussing Cake Week on the Bake Off. I've got my tea ready, which this week is a mocha from the coffee shop downstairs. Support your local businesses. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's get right into it. This week we're going to be talking about the Bake Off and Cake Week. We're going to talk about the signature challenge, the technical challenge, and then what's the last one? Oh, the showstopper challenge. And of course, innuendo of the week. Along the way, I will be posting some of my favorite tweets from you guys. I love it. I love going through all the different tweets and because I can't tweet along because I am 6 hours behind living in Chicago. So I have to go back through it once I've watched the episodes and then find some of the amazing things that you guys have been tweeting. Alrighty, let's get right into it. So this week started in traditional fashion with a little bit of an in-joke. For those of you who have watched Bake Off for a while and understand the format, usually at the start they'll introduce the week, but they'll have some sort of witty joke or a pun. This week, for some strange reason, Noel was dressed as a random Victorian / period dress. So that happened. I have to say, I do love Sandy's spotty top. I thought that was lovely. I quite liked it. Okay, moving swiftly on to the signature challenge. What they had to do was make a tray bake, but they had to make a tray bake and then cut it into individual slices. It's kind of like making patisserie, not because it's a tray bake. So yeah, lots of good flavors there. There was 2 Black Forest gatos with Dan and Ruby. Terry though, Terry. I would love to just watch Terry on a day-to-day basis, because last week he was on his horse and this week he's on his bees. He just he's a firm favourite with the group that watches it with me. We have our own little bake-off viewing parties of an evening where we have like food and beers and various other things watching the bake-off. But Terry's definitely up there with our favourite. Bryony as well, when she was talking about the fact that she speaks fluent Spanish, but her dog, how cute was her little cockapoo? And then I think later on someone else has dogs as well. I think it's Dan that has dogs, the 3 dogs. No, is it Dan? No, it's Luke. Luke has dogs. Aww, I just love dogs. The dogs of Bake Off, that should be a thing. There should be an Instagram thing of the dogs of Bake Off. Kim Joy, I think every week I fall more and more in love with her. She is so cute. And she plays like board games. She's just a big nerd and I'm just loving it. I want to hang out with her. I want to play board games with her. It would be so cute. Oh. I don't know what the stuff that she used in hers, was it pandan or something? It was like the Asian, the grass. I'm gonna have to research into that and find out exactly what that is. Probably should have done so before I started talking about it, so I do apologize. But if anyone has any information about what she used, would love to know. I've never come across it. Oh, my kettle's boiled. Yeah, you would think, you would think I was making tea, but I'm not, because like I say, I bought it this week. Well, I bought coffee. No, I'm making pasta. I'm making my lunch because I'm doing this while I'm having my lunch, because that's what I do of a day. Way, I make some food. I've also got furniture I'm currently in the middle of building because that all arrived at the same time. I helped someone move some furniture, move some boxes. It's just been a very busy day. Back to Bake Off. One thing I noticed when everyone was doing their tray bakes is everyone was just looking through the window of the oven going, oh, I don't know, is it ready, And I'm screaming at the TV, use a skewer, why aren't you sticking anything in it? And then Luke comes in at the end, jams a skewer in to see if it's baked all the way through. Yeah, the judging wasn't too good on some of these. Anthony's looked a little bit of a mess, Luke's was a bit too dense, and then Bryony, that was a steak. But they tasted good, which is good, showing that, if something doesn't look too good, like my wagon wheel attempt last week, it still tastes great, and that's what's important, because people still have to eat it. But, most importantly, for this moment, the first Hollywood handshake. Well done, Dan. So, the technical bake is extreme ironing. No, not really. It's the impression of a cake. Apparently it's Moni's favourite cake, Le Gâteau Vert, which I have said completely wrong and do apologise to anyone who speaks French. So the main thing in this one, and this is those of you in the Bake Fam, my regular viewers, you will know that I've been baking along with the Bake Off over the past now 5 years and done the technical. So this week I have to make this. And I've never heard of it before. It is very similar to the Princess Tarta from about 4 years ago, but it uses spinach. spinach is the colouring. So apparently all the colouring is natural, so that's why they use spinach to make it green. I can't imagine that's I wonder if it'll affect the taste. I'll find out. The main thing that I realised from the technical and watching other people do this was that Karen did not separate the eggs. It looks like, because it's a Genoese sponge, which I think I've made before, I'm not really sure. That means it's, you know, it's like the Beyonce of cakes, it's flawless. Sorry, I have to apologise for that. But yeah, Karen didn't separate the eggs and she ended up losing any of her height from the cake, so it didn't rise. Because I think if you make it in the same way as you make a meringue, it makes it fluffier. But we'll find out. Watch my technical challenge attempt and we'll see how I get on. I can't really criticise people for this if I've not made it myself. Yeah, but by far you could tell the people that were in the top and the bottom just by the way that they had made the decorations. Like Kim Joy. Kim Joy is like the decorating wizard. Bryony's was beautiful. John somehow matched his to his shirt. There was some people that over-decorated, like Anthony and Dan, who had too much icing, and then there was some people who the flavour didn't quite work out quite well, or the layers didn't work out. So I've got to watch out for that when I do it. So yeah, the bottom there was Karen. She was the last one. Oh, Karen, that did not work out well. It's not her. It was not her week this far. So we have a sweepstakes going on where there's the 6 of us. And between the 6 of us, we've got 2 bakers each. So I have Luke and Anthony, well, had Luke and Anthony. Sorry, there's spoilers in this, by the way. I do talk about who leads. So I had Luke and Anthony, and last week, obviously, Imelda went, so someone else has lost them. But I can't remember who has Karen, I think it's one of the Kates. And they were just like, no, because Karen, you know, it was not going well for her. So Karen was last, then Ruby, then Anthony, Terry, Luke. But number 3 was Dan. He was 3rd, so he did really well. Got the handshake to start with, was 3rd. Then Rahul, and John was number 1. So well done, John. Well done, John. Number 1 in technical. Hopefully I will be as successful as you are. Wish me luck. But I think the worst part about this was watching Karen cry. I just don't want to see Karen. I don't like it when anyone cries, especially because it's like, it must be so much pressure in that tent. And it, like, as we'll find out later in the showstopper, like, if it's too hot and things are melting and it's all going a bit wrong, like, I can imagine it's really stressful. So when I move on to the showstopper. So my thoughts on the showstopper were the fact that I've never actually made a chocolate color, particularly because I can't get my hands on acetate. It used to be everywhere when I was at school because obviously we still had those hand-rolled projector screen ones. Does everyone remember those? Those who are as old as I am. But yeah, I've never worked with chocolate like that. I have tried to do some sort of decoration in chocolate, but I can't find it. I'm really bad at making it shiny. I know there's a technique and it's all about when you heat it and then when it cools down. If you cool it down too quickly, it can become more matte finish rather than shiny. But anyway, so they had to make a chocolate color cake making 2 layers. Bryony just went for it and went for 3 layers, which luckily for her did turn out okay. There are others who it did not turn out so successful for, such as Terry. Oh, did anyone else scream out loud when his Eiffel Tower fell down? It was pretty tense, pretty intense. Everything seemed to be melting, and that's going back to what I was saying. The heat in the tent must be quite, like, you would think by this time, like, they've learned this now. They would give them some aircon or something, because they know it's summer, they know it's going to be hot. And it was a particularly hot summer when they were filming this. Why not give them some aircon? Just give them a break, please. If you're going to be working with chocolate, at least make them easy for them. Well, not easy for them, just a nicer environment. So Karen did really well in this, so she's gone from crying to doing exceptionally well, so well done her. Luke, however, that was a bit of a mess, and it was a tough cake, so I think that it's pretty much, he was just consistently not doing well throughout the whole thing. You can kind of tell he wasn't going to go well. But I think Luke definitely had underperformed this week, which I think is a shame. Rahul, that was amazing, and he got a handshake for it, but also, like, he's just the most adorable. Oh, he's so sweet. He's just adorable, and he's like a nuclear technician, so he's like adorable and ridiculously smart and can do that, but he's just under the radar the whole time. He's just like a dark horse. I love it. Ruby also got a handshake, so that's 3 handshakes. If you were counting 3 Hollywood handshakes, this episode. We think there's some sort of quota that he's got to reach by the end of the year, so he's been given like a budget for handshakes. So we'll see what happens next week, because it's bread week, and that'll be really because that's his forte, and you could see in the advert for it for next week that he is just on the prowl, ready for it. So yes, well done to Rahul, because that was a showstopper. He did exceptionally well. I think those chocolate collars and everything was really good. Maron, I'm not going to say it was cheating that she left the acetate on the outside, but you know, it is cheating. I mean, it looks good when they took it off, nice and shiny. That was a really good shine, but the fact that she had to leave it on. Now we're going to talk about the innuendos of the week. Now, I have to say, I don't know whether it's just because it's Sandy and Noel now, and it's not so much on the Mel and Sue this year or last year. Like, the innuendos aren't as thick and fast as they used to be. There was three notable ones. One innuendo was basically when everyone was talking about the sizes of their tray bakes. There was a little bit of size queen happening, a little bit of comparison. Thought that was quite funny. There was the squeezing of the sacks of spinach, giving them a good squeeze, a good firm hold. That was a visual innuendo, which was funny. And then the winner of the week, my personal favourite, was Ruby, right at the end, saying Prue said she could eat my cake all day long. Ooh, naughty. So that's it for me this week and my coffee, so I do apologise I've had coffee and not tea this week. If you want to follow me along on my Baking with the Bake Off, feel free to subscribe for that. I'll be back next week discussing a little bit more of Bread Week. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode, and always please follow me on Twitter and retweet and send me all the tweets that you think are deserving of the video, because I do love scouring through and finding what people have said. Hopefully I will be successful when I make the gâteau vert tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have learned to say it a bit fancier than my butchering of the French language. My name is Colin, this is Colin's Tech for Tea. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, one quick thing before I go. Man on sport. No. Naughty.